If you still believe that aging is inevitable, you are aging faster than you need, I guarantee it. We were not designed to get wrinkles before your 50s, even your 60s. In this video, I will be sharing the 5 most powerful age reversal habits that you can start today to see results in 2 months only. These are not trends. They are time-tested, science-backed methods that reverse aging at a cellular level. They will help rebuild your skin, refirm your body, and renew your energy. That's just the bonus. In this video, food becomes your firming serum and supplements will replace your peptide cream. Let's tap into your body's innate intelligence, which will give you more glow than any doctor's office visit can. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nadia, founder of the Beauty Doctrine.com and Functional Beauty Principles in a world that's pushing peels, fillers, Botox, microdermabrasion, and so on as the only way to youth. I'm handing the power back to you to reverse that aging on your own. And I'm here to guide you with the facts. If you go all in with these methods, I promise you, you will see visible results within a couple months. This is Functional Beauty, your blueprint to better skin naturally. Let's begin. Step number 1, the obvious one, is to rebuild that collagen as much as possible. And if you have anybody online telling you collagen does not work, I think they're afraid to go out of business because they need you to come in for those injections. Collagen is the scaffolding of your skin. You and me are made of collagen primarily. It's in our bones and it's in our skin. We lose it every single year at about 1%, maybe more, depending on our lifestyle, and that starts in our early 20s. That scaffolding is falling apart, it's weakening, and that's how we start seeing those signs of aging. So the faster we're losing the collagen, the faster we're aging. And the beautiful news about the human body is that we can regenerate. We are constantly renewing, making new cells, making new collagen. We just need to know how to do it and to give our bodies the raw material and the environment so that it can start repairing. Okay, so the first piece of the raw material is wild-caught marine collagen. Not bovine, not chicken, not regular marine, wild-caught marine collagen. If you want me to go in depth about this, I've done it actually in many videos, and you can ask me in the comment section and I'll be happy to elaborate there. Stack that with about 3 to 5 grams of creatine every single day and resistance exercise. That's so important. You have to do all of those 3: collagen, creatine, and exercise. Why? And I'm speaking really fast here because I have a lot to cover. If you want more details on any of these points, for example, why do creatine and so on, if you want details on specific ingredients that are mentioned in this video, I have separate videos dedicated to that. You can just ask me in the comments and I can send you links to more detailed videos that are available. So we have various structures that support the skin. You have the bone and then the muscle and then the fat pads, fascia, and then the skin, okay? And so we're made up of proteins as human beings. And so collagen is very abundant in our skin and in our bone. And so by taking that the collagen and its precursors, I'll get to those, what you're doing is you're reinforcing that skin and that bone. Now, creatine is necessary because that is what's going to help you build that muscle. Now we're working on the different layers that support the skin to keep it nice and plump. As far as fat pads, we just need to be very careful not to lose weight very quickly because that creates that hollowness within the skin. And we also want to avoid heat on the skin. Heat melts the fat. So if you're doing lasers, if you're doing RF therapy, those types of things will compromise your fat. Now, we've given our bodies the raw materials, which are your creatine and your collagen. We're going to need to give it certain precursors that are going to help the body create your own collagen. And what those precursors are, your essential vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin C. Alpha-lipoic acid will be actually a really good booster as well. But next is going to be your minerals. So those are your magnesium, your zinc, and your copper. Very important. If you are deficient in any of those, your body is not going to do a good job of regenerating and repairing that collagen. And you'll find my top recommendations on thebeautydoctrine.com, and some links will be added to the description below. One additional quick note on creatine, it's not just there to boost our muscles, it helps increase ATP within the cell, and that's the energy in the cell. More energy, equals more youth. Creatine also improves hydration within the entire body. The second method to age reversal within 2 months is red light therapy. I've experienced it myself. I'm 47 now. When I was 43, I experienced a massive decline in elasticity, started seeing jowls, you name it, just started seeing that hit as far as aging, the look of aging. Red light therapy was the first thing I introduced after a lot of research. That was actually the very first time I started using red light therapy, and I saw a massive improvement in my skin density and elasticity. To be respectful of everyone's time, I will not go in depth about red light therapy, how to use it, when, all the nanometers and so on, but feel free to ask any questions in the comments or find one of my videos that goes into detail about red light. But the bottom line, it's going to help recharge your mitochondria, and those are the power plants of every cell, reducing inflammation, increasing your collagen production, helping boost cellular energy, and so on. So red light therapy is an absolute must in everybody's routine. Third point here is not as easily done, not as easily accessible or figured out for many of us, and that is achieving hormonal balance. But we gotta discuss it because messy and chaotic hormone levels mean faster aging. But the bottom line here, most of us have disrupted hormones because of our lifestyle. We need to be very deliberate with our exposure to toxins, hormone disruptors, and those are through conventional skincare. All those things that you're rubbing all over your skin every day, that fragrance that you're spraying, that room spray, all these things are going to wreak havoc on your hormones. Also, stress, chronic stress will mess up your hormone balance because it raises that cortisol that messes everything up, and lack of sleep. So these are just a few of those key factors that are going to impact your hormones. So obviously we want to try and reduce that cortisol, increase sleep quality, and so on. Again, we can go into a lot of depth and discuss all of these further in the comments section, but here I'm going to give you just a few tips and a few products that can help you work towards that hormonal balance. The most crucial of all tips that you probably never hear is consume your fat. Good fat that is, and that's omega-3 fatty acids. So you'll find that in cold water, fatty fish, sardines, supplements. So like omega-3 supplements, you'll find good fat in your avocados, olive oil, nuts that are not roasted. So they have to be raw nuts. Roasted, now they've become unhealthy. And of course, grass-fed butter. Try to consume seeds on a daily basis, like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and so on. And then the two top adaptogens that can help you manage stress, have that deeper sleep, reduce cortisol, and so on, those are ashwagandha and maca. I have a recent video that I posted on maca. It's phenomenal. It is the optimal hormone balancer. And the last tip I'll give on balancing hormones is to consume a good amount of cruciferous vegetables. If your lifestyle doesn't allow for that, or you don't like them, or whatever the issue may be, start taking a good DIM supplement, because that's a concentrate of those cruciferous vegetables, and that helps you metabolize excess estrogen and just helps you towards your hormonal balance. I know I focus so much on diet and supplements, so let's talk about skincare. So that's number 4, is using the TBD method of application. TBD just stands for the Beauty Doctrine. That is the method that I devised, not just out of thin air, but after 28 years in the beauty industry, having interfaced with thousands of consumers and having helped most of them repair their skin, reverse wrinkles, pigmentation damage, you name it. I've seen what works and what doesn't, and I devised the TBD method of application. It is so simple. It's focused on the order, the right order of use. So water first, then oil, for example, gentle application, the right ingredients. So they have to be clean, but also compatible with human skin. So that means no natural aggressive ingredients like citrus and so on, no essential oils and that type of stuff. So I go in depth about the TBD method on my website. So just go to thebeautydoctrine.com, click on TBD method, and you'll be able to find a sample routine. And that's typically 5 products during the day, 5 products at night, and that's it. You don't want to overload the skin, and you want to ensure that you're using products that are free of those hormonal disruptors, carcinogens, irritants, and so on. If you want recommendations of products to apply according to the TBD method that also apply to your skin concerns. So let's say you have acne or hyperpigmentation or concerned with wrinkles and so on, find the guides. So go to the guide section on the beautydoctrine.com and click on your concern, and you'll have a bunch of recommendations as well as a sample of routine that follows the TBD method. And the fifth point, and I try to never skip this in any video, is to focus on nutrient assimilation and absorption within the body. So we can take all the right supplements, but if we have poor gut health, if we have low bile, or if we have the wrong bacterial overgrowth in our gut, we're not going to be assimilating those nutrients or benefiting from it. If you have parasites, you're actually feeding the parasites, not your body, and so on. And so very basic things to deploy first before you start with before you start building your supplement stack. Start with the very basics, which are supplements that are going to help you get that solid, healthy gut microbiome. First one is probiotics. So my favorite is called Trinity. So you'll find that on the Beauty Doctrine. Second, if you're 40 plus, you might want to consider TUDCA or digestive enzymes, or both. So TUDCA increases your bile in the stomach, and so that's the acid that helps you break down the food and extract nutrients. And digestive enzymes, they work within your intestinal tract to help that nutrient assimilation and further breakdown. And for your body to be able to repair. So if we're applying all of these tips, we need to allow the body time to take advantage of all of this, all these supplements and tools, and start regenerating. It can only do that if it's not too busy digesting. Our bodies are terrible at multitasking. We think that we're now superhuman and we can multitask and do so many things at once. Our bodies are not great at that multitasking. They're either on the side digesting, trying to deal with all the toxins that are coming at them, all the food that you continue to ingest all day long, or if that's not happening, then they are resting and repairing. And so you have to slow down that consumption of food to be able to start repairing and do what's called autophagy, which is self-cleaning. And so that means you want to intermittent fast at least 2 or 3 times a week. And that's just overnight fasting that you extend a little bit to about 14 hours. So if your last meal is at 5 p.m., let's say, your first meal the next day should be about 7 to 8 a.m. To further your body's ability to detox, to renew and repair, you can take a supplement that's called spermidine. I love that in Calm Beauty. I take that in the evening because it has other ingredients that help me kind of go into that really sound sleep. You also want to get a handle over your insulin spikes. So if you have large meals or if you're consuming a lot of carbs and so on, try to add berberine to your supplement stack. It's going to help blunt those spikes in blood sugar, which eventually lead to that glycation, sagging, and collagen breakdown. Your skin is simply a reflection of your cells, your habits, and your hormones. When you support your biology functionally, your body responds, and pretty fast. Let me know in the comments which of these 5 tips you're going to be starting today. I love hearing from you and your progress. Also, let me know what other topics you want me to talk about or brands that you want me to review. Until the next video, be well, be safe, be beautiful. Take care.